Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good morning and welcome to the ASEAN 2045 Youth Voices for Our Shared Future. This year is the second edition of the ASEAN Day event, held at Khon Kaen University. Can I see a hand if any of you has attended last year's event? We have our speaker here. Thank you very much for joining us once again, coming all the way from Bangkok. Okay, I think I understand that many of you are on the way. Okay, and because of traffic in the university, maybe some of you are still stuck. Okay, let us proceed in the interest of time now. So before we start, I would like to send greetings in the 10 different languages of ASEAN, okay? From the registration form, we have almost all the 10 countries represented. Many of the international students are studying at Khon Kaen University. Okay. And all dressed up, okay, in the national costume. From Laos ค่ะสบายดี Yes, okay. And then from Malaysia, do we have anyone from Malaysia? Okay, not yet. Myanmar? I think, yes, okay, welcome, Minkalaba. I think last year we had a lot of Myanmar students joining. Philippines, kamusta? Yes, in the back, okay. Singapore, anyone from Singapore? Okay, not here. And Thailand, of course. Sarah, okay, you can call me Sarah for short, from Mekong Institute. I'll be your MC today. And then this event is co-organized by Mekong Institute, the Center for ASEAN Studies, Center for Plurality, okay, at Khon Kaen University, the Faculty of Architecture, and of course, Khon Kaen University for as the main host of this event. So, want to join, watch later the rerun, they can also go to MI's Facebook page, okay, or the Center for ASEAN Studies, okay, page to watch the rerun, okay. I understand that we also have some Ministry of Foreign Affairs from Thailand also joining online this morning as well. Okay, now I would like to start off, okay, with the ASEAN anthem. No ASEAN Day event without the ASEAN anthem, okay? It will not be complete. If I can ask everyone to please stand up. And so in the spirit of ASEAN, we will begin this event. Thank you very much. You can sit down. Okay, so that's the ASEAN anthem. Okay, I would just like to quickly start off how why we're here together here today at this event is to come together, okay, as the citizens of ASEAN, okay, to see how what it means as an ASEAN citizen or the youth, okay, in ASEAN, especially against at in the backdrop of so many things that has happened, I think, in the past month, as well as the bigger frame, okay, which is the 2045 ASEAN vision. That's where we will also try to unpack, okay, and then see what it means for all of us here. From the registration forms, maybe I can share a little bit. Many of you are enrolled in sociology and anthropology, okay, international relations, environmental science, communication arts, public health, and education. I think we really have a room with really diverse education background here. Okay, and many of you, okay, said that you are very interested in education, culture and identity, jobs and skills, youth leadership, climate change, and regional integration. I think all of this, okay, that you take, that you're interested is exactly what we will be discussing today from our speakers. So without further ado, okay, let me now proceed with our first speaker, Mr. Suriyan Wijitlekar, Executive Director from Mekong Institute, who will provide you a little bit more about this event, okay, why we're here together today, and then warmly welcome you all to this one-day program. If you can give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Sarah. Very good morning to all ASEAN citizens and friends of ASEAN. Also, I would like to recognize guests. I would say that I would recognize them as past from their own direct experience. So we have two prominent Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN with us, one of which has been my also supervisor. Role model of Thailand. And you'll be introduced to her, and certainly will inspire her journey and also how she see how youth will play a role in this ASEAN community building. Allow me to also welcome the audience attending online, no, not online, watching live stream. I think it's a very important moment when we celebrate this ASEAN Day on 8th of August to really understand what it means to all of us. I would like in particular to recognize and appreciate the co-organization from the Khon Kaen University, particularly the Center for ASEAN Studies, Faculty of Architecture, the Center for Research on Plurality in the Mekong region. Without this partner, we won't be able to organize, bring everyone here, including our resource person and speaker. Allow me just to share with you some of the importance of this event. So I hope you know that this day marks how many years of establishment of ASEAN? How many years? 58. No, this is the 50th anniversary of ASEAN. And certainly you may not recognize yet, but many people who have been working with ASEAN certainly recognize that this 58 years of existence lay down foundation of peace, of prosperity, and many opportunities that we are now enjoying today. Sometimes we take it for granted and hope that it's there, but it has been managed and it has been pushed through the year that we have gone through, rise and fall, and many crises in the region. I hope this event would allow us just to revisit the new vision, but at the same time ask ourselves what it means to every one of us as ASEAN citizens, particularly youth, and whether we can contribute or shape the agenda that reflect the society that we would need to live in. This year, our leader signed one of the most future-looking documents. It is the Kuala Lumpur Declaration in adopting the ASEAN Community Vision 2045. We are now looking ahead 20 years from now. And that would mean I might not be in this world, but many of you, and I'm sure most of you, will continue to be in this region, certainly play a certain role, maybe speaking like me, or maybe being as part of the resource person who will later on speak today. So help each other to see what future means to all of us. The ASEAN 2045 bring quite a new thinking and ideas. I really want to capture some of the statement messages that I think is worthwhile for us to take note. One is about recognizing people center in the vision statement. So people center has been mentioned several years back, but this time it's really used as a keywords in the vision, and that would mean we need to really look at how ASEAN mean to the people and how people shape ASEAN. It also point out a number of interesting points such as geopolitical shift, green transition, and digital age. Digitalization bring a lot of opportunity, but it bring also negative side that influence the way we see the world, the way how we treat each other, that I think it will be also a subject of discussion today. Now, I hope you will certainly find this an opportunity to get to know ASEAN 2045, to hear the view and to see ASEAN from the lens of those who have contributed the foundation of ASEAN today. And two of them will be speaking to you. At the same time, I hope you will be inspired by how a leading youth representative has steered through her journey and how she sees the role of youth in the region in the years to come. With that note, I would like to thank everyone for interest for coming. I would like to thank the resource person, which later on will introduce them. I hope you find this useful and engaging, because ASEAN should not be understood only when we read the document, but we should feel it and everyone could be part of it. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you very much, Kakun Suriyan, for setting the context for today's event. Next, I would like to invite our kind co-host, Associate Professor Yingsawat Chayakun, Deputy Dean for Academic and International Relation Affairs, Faculty of Architecture, Khon Kaen University, to provide opening remarks on the stage, please. Please give him a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Dear Executive Director, Ambassador, and former Deputy Secretary, also distinguished guest student. It's my great honor to welcome you all to Khon Kaen University for ASEAN Day 2025. Today we commemorate ASEAN 58th anniversary and explore the new Community Vision 2045, a blueprint for a resilient innovation and people-centered ASEAN. Our team, ASEAN 2045 Youth Voices for Our Shared Future, reflects our belief that young people are not just recipients of regional integration, but active architects of our collective future. This vision aligns perfectly with our university mission of fostering knowledge, innovation, and regional cooperation. At the university, we advance ASEAN cooperation through our Center for Asian Studies and regional partnerships. Today, collaboration with Mekong Institute exemplifies the multi-stakeholder engagement that ASEAN 2045 envisions. To our students, you represent the generation that will shape ASEAN next 2 decades. Your voices and innovative ideas are crucial as we navigate digitalization, climate change, and evolving geopolitical landscapes. We encourage you to engage actively and share your visions. To our distinguished guests, our expertise is invaluable as we translate the ASEAN 2045 vision into concrete actions for our communities. ASEAN's strength lies in its people, especially its youth. Inspiring Action Days 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much ค่ะ Thank you very much Associate Professor ยิ่งสวัสดิ์นะคะ for your kind opening remarks. Before we begin with our program, we have a very special performance, okay, by our international students. If you can get ready for your performance, okay, and then our IT will play the music. Are the audience ready? Are the performers ready? Okay. With that, maybe a big round of applause for our performers, please, and then we can begin.
This is the story. This is the story where the culture had start. And now, let me take you on a journey. So welcome to Wonderland, Indonesia, the sacred Nusantara.
Pariuk punya sumbing dari Jawa, datangnya ke Cibu bawa kepiting 2 ekor. Jajah muda melengkapi hidung gigi rongga, sapi ketawa dulu di pancung baju tunggal. Sinang kartu, sinang kartu, sinang kartu, sinang kartu. Dia cuma cium beta. Ayo mama, cinta mama beta. Nara muda biasa. Dede sapi pondok kau batu hutan napote wajib kita memang bertanda pada pote.
Okay, thank you very much. But please stay first. Can I interview maybe one of you quickly? And if you can explain what this dance or performance is about or inspired by.
Okay.
Can you say your name first?
My name is Karinta Fahira. I'm from Indonesia. And this dance is a traditional dance, but it mixed with a modern dance. So it's still traditional with modern touch. And it combines with many traditional dances in another island in Indonesia, because Indonesia has so many islands and we are from another different islands. So this represents us like that.
Okay, so the diversity, the richness of the culture. All right. Anybody would like to add anything? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I hope you stay in this costume, okay? Because later we'll have the award, okay, for the best costume today. Okay, thank you. And now we'll have the group. Okay, thank you very much. Next, please come down, okay? And then we will have a group photo with everyone. Can I invite our guest of honor to be in the first row, please? And then everyone to please stand up from your seat. Our photographers can be on the stage, okay? To take a group photo. Please squeeze in the middle so we can fit everyone. In case you ask permission from your teachers to join, okay, you can use this photo as a reference, okay? Please squeeze inside the middle. Thank you very much. And next, may I invite our guest of honor to be on the stage, please, and then our speaker. So we have here Ambassador Sayakan, Mr. Wongthep Attakai Kaiwanwati, Kongsul General of the Lao PDR,นะคะ Mr. Somsak, and then Assistant Professor Dr. Kiratiporn,นะคะ Associate Professor ยิ่งสวัสดิ์ชัยกุล Mr. Suriyan Vijit Lekkan, and then Miss Jit Sai,นะคะ Please kindly be on the stage. น้องไม่จิตจะได้ผู้หญิงคนละด้าน and then one step this side please one step นะคะ in the middle okay ขออนุญาตขยับขอบคุณค่ะนี่ Can you do ASEAN way the handshake? I think no ASEAN event would be complete without this pose too. Thank you very much. Please. Okay. Then next up, let's hear a little bit more about our event. I would like to invite the Acting Director of the Center for ASEAN Studies, Associate Professor Dr. Kiratiporn, to provide a little bit more about today's event, the objectives, and then the overview.
A very warm welcome to everyone. The theme for our gathering today is ASEAN 2045 Youth Voices for Our Shared Future. At its core theme, recognize youth as essential partners in building our community. Our discussion will focus on how the region's future impact your life in areas like job, climate, education, and culture. Our goal is to invite your actionable idea to help us build a more inclusive and resilient ASEAN. Before we proceeding, I would like to extend special thanks to our keynote speaker and all our expert panelists for being with us today. We are truly grateful for the knowledge you are about to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much ค่ะ อาจารย์กิรติพร or อาจารย์เก๋ for short นะคะ I think many of you are also familiar with her. Let me just walk you through quickly before we proceed to our first keynote address about today's program. So this morning we will hear the keynote address on ASEAN 2045, our shared future in a disrupted world, from the Ambassador Sayakan, who will walk us through, okay, about what it means, okay, our shared future in a disrupted world. Also take photos, okay, for this special treat. And then we'll have the panel discussion, okay, from our esteemed speakers as well. So we have former Deputy Secretary General from ASEAN, Mr. Wongthep Attakai. I think those who attended last year already heard his keynote address, but for this year he will join as the panelist, okay? And then we will have Miss Jit Sai. She's also a lead youth delegate, okay, for the Thailand Now invite our esteemed keynote speakers. But first, please let me read a little bit about his bio. Okay, so Ambassador Sayakan Suwong, okay, was a career diplomat and the first Lao citizen to serve as Deputy Secretary. Awesome.
สบายดี in Lao in Thai สวัสดี Dear Dr. Suriyan Vijit Lekkan, Executive Director Mekong Institute, Assistant Professor Dr. Kiratipon Yutaviri Ya, Acting Director Center for ASEAN Studies, Konkan University. Distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and dear student friends and youth. A very good morning and very warm greeting to all of you. First, let me begin by expressing my gratitude to Dr. Suriyan, Executive Director, Mekong Institute, and Assistant Professor Kiratipon, Acting Director, Center for ASEAN Studies, Konkan University, for their kind invitation, warm hospitality, and excellent arrangement. It is indeed an honor for me to deliver keynote address on the occasion of 58th anniversary of ASEAN establishment, entitled ASEAN 2045, Our Shared Future in a Disrupted World. Under the most relevant and timely chosen theme, ASEAN 2045, Youth Voices for Our Shared Future, which at the same time well intertwined. Given such auspicious occasion, I would like to ask all of us here today to join the nearly 700 million ASEAN citizens to celebrate this historic day, which demonstrates 58 years of unity, 58 years of resilience. Of the Cold War, two opposing camps led by the USA and the USSR confronting each other. The region became battlefield of proxy wars and intramural conflicts. Despite external and internal turbulences and challenges, ASEAN, with its strong will and determination, has gradually and firmly navigated through and transformed into a beacon of regional cooperation through steadfast dialogue, consensus building, diplomacy, mutual respect, and regional solidarity. ASEAN record of resilience in the face of adversity and its remarkable economic achievement have elevated its international profile. In addition, with its enormous natural resources, its geostrategic location, and several other strengths, ASEAN has consequently become one of the most attractive regions in the world. Furthermore, with its far-sighted and long-term vision, ASEAN has created many mechanisms. For example, the AIF, East Asia Summit, and several other economic-related agreements, just to name a few, to enable all major powers to benefit from and play their respective role under ASEAN's centrality principle. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for over 5 decades, ASEAN has served as a cornerstone of regional peace, stability, cooperation, and prosperity. It has successfully navigated through storms and turbulences. Today, ASEAN at 58 years old is more mature, and with its rich experiences, with a population of nearly regional growth is projected at 4.7% this year, driven by robust domestic demand and strong manufacturing exports. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to emphasize here that at the 46th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur this past May, our leaders adopted ASEAN 2045, our shared future, a bold and forward-looking agenda with long-term strategic thinking and confronts the global shifting of balance of power in order that ASEAN navigates well in the next 2 decades and beyond. It is India, Russia, and the BRICS. By facts and reality, it is undeniable that balance of power is shifting in favor of East Asia, BRICS, and Global South. In general, there are 4 main conflicts or factors, namely geopolitical rivalries, economic competition, technological race and disruption, and the accelerating impact of climate change. The international community once hoped that deep economic interdependence would secure lasting peace and cooperation. However, now globalization is shifting towards living standard of people around the world. Additionally, our world is now witnessing escalating trade tension. The use of tariffs as coercive tools and persistent policy which threaten the multilateral trading system. These together makes ASEAN experiences an unprecedented pressure to pick sides, which runs counter to ASEAN's successful neutral policy and outward-looking. Furthermore, the rapid emergence of transformative technologies, namely artificial intelligence, digitalization, and automation, are redrawing the economic map. The climate crisis is a real threat, and no corner of the world can avoid. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, taking into account full account of this disrupted world, as briefly touched upon, there must be international community, including ASEAN, concerted effort to come up with effective mitigation measures. Otherwise, these problems would compound untold impacts. ASEAN now is called to address these interconnected challenges. We are here today to hear voices, your voices, and students, as they are important assets and future as well as destiny of ASEAN. Today, I would like to share my humble message that ASEAN youth and students should have a mindset of peace and cooperation for development and well-being of our people. ASEAN youth should learn about Southeast Asian past history before we move into the future. Southeast Asia was proxy war terrain divided, devastated, and dismissed. We must refuse to be pawned, but to follow ASEAN founders who chose neutrality, dialogue, and economic integration. ASEAN has sailed through turbulences and storms in the last 58 years and must navigate even more vigorously in the next 58 years. We chose peace over proxy wars. Once we will choose unity and design our own destiny. Our founders turned war zone into economic zone, now turn uncertainty and disruption into destiny and share prosperity. Youth and students in ASEAN must bear in mind that you yourself are ASEAN unity architect. We are now in a better position as today's ASEAN youth dominate 22.2% of ASEAN population and will be 60% by 2050. Youth plays a role in all sectors of society. ASEAN does not wait for the future. It is building it. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude my keynote address by asking this question: will we let disruption divide us, or will we write our shared destiny? ASEAN was born from crisis now. Disruption must birth a stronger ASEAN. Our shared destiny isn't just a slogan. It is a survival strategy. By 2045, let's measure ASEAN success not just by GDP, but by green tech, youth, startup, and regional trust. ASEAN youth cherishes long-lasting peace, stability, cooperation, and prosperity. That's our shared destiny. Last but not least,
thanks to ASEAN. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for the walking down the history lens, okay, on ASEAN. After that, he moved on to the message to youth. Okay, I think it's very important. I think many things we can learn from ASEAN. Okay, what has transpired, okay, in the last decades, and now, okay, more than ever, I think we choose, okay, still choose peace over wars, okay, unity over conflicts. I think you know what I am talking about here, okay, and yeah, and it's very important. I mean, maybe, okay, you will live, of course, longer than me, okay, and then what kind of future, right? We want our generation, the future generation, the future youth leaders, okay, that we want to give to our next generation. So this PowerPoint, okay, his message, we hope to share, okay, and then upload on the event webpage, okay, so that you can also refer to it. I think there are many things that we can unpack. And then also we will have the panel discussion later, and I think our moderator or the other speakers would also like to discuss more further, okay? So next, it will be time for the coffee break. Okay, we have arranged drinks and then refreshments for everyone. Please also use this opportunity to also do some networking. Feel free to take photos, with our speakers, if you would like to use this chance. So we'll come back at 10:30, in this room. And thank you. See you, ค่ะ Okay, let's maybe start warming up a little bit while waiting for everyone to come back. Can I see a hand who's in fourth year student? Fourth year student? No fourth year student here? Okay, fourth year student. Third year student? No? Second year student? Okay, I think most of you are second year student. First year student? Okay. Graduates. Okay, okay. Are you working in Khon Kaen? No. Studying, okay. All right. Okay, I hope you all had some treats and then some drinks and then refresh, for the next session of our program. So, can I have the clicker? Okay. So next up, we'll have the panel discussion community or ASCC from ASEAN Secretariat. I think you all know that. Can you give him a round of applause, please? Okay. And then next we have Miss Jitsai or Tata Naka Santaputra. She's the lead youth delegate to Thailand to UNFCCC COP29. And then we have, she's the youth climate advocate, lead youth delegate for Thailand to COP28 to Dubai and then Baku. She's worked with Thailand's Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment to prepare youth delegates and then co-founded the Thailand Youth Climate Council. She's also co-founded Youth for Energy Southeast Asia and then also recipient of the Revolutionary Steve Soye Memorial Award. If you would like to know how youth can participate in these regional topics, feel free to ask her for some tips or advice. And then, of course, this session will also be joined by our esteemed keynote speaker, Ambassador Sayakan, if you could also be on the stage, and then moderated by Mr. Suryan Vijit Lekkan. ท่านทูตนั่งตรงค่ะ
Well, can you converse in English? Well, all of you? Okay, because I'm going to ask you many questions.
So I will hand over the floor to Kun Suryan. We have about 50 minutes for this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And once again, welcome my distinguished panel members, resource person. It's, I don't know how you feel, but certainly for me, it's exciting to really see a different perspective, different generation speaking on the same topic. And this is done in front of the future leader. I hope you see the excitement. No? I would like to give the first 1-2 minutes, just quick response from the panel member. My first question is, how do you see youth in the new ASEAN Vision 2045. If you can give maximum 3 minutes, this is just a warm-up, ideas and message. Can I start first by DSG Wongthep? Please come.
Thank you, Dr. Sorian, and good morning to all of you. Members of the audience, most of the students at Khon Kaen University, and of course, thank the Mekong Institute for inviting me and to be in company with the distinguished speakers, fellow former colleagues at the ASEAN Secretariat, although I was not during the time of Ambassador Sagan, but I have learned a lot, especially from your keynote speech earlier this morning. I would just give my quick thought on what you have the question that you have raised. But I think you, Dr. Sorian, kind of partially answered your very own question in putting forward that question. Because you see, you use the word future. Okay, I think that should be the theme of our conversation this morning throughout the day, because all of us sitting here, policy makers, those who are mover and shaker of all the important policy, yes, but you must know that we will continue to do this for a certain number of years, and there will be the new generation of people of ASEAN in each of the countries of ASEAN, including many of you sitting here in this room. So the manner in which we see the growth, the intellectual journey, the professional journey of all of you going forward in the next couple of years going forward, I think that will pretty much be a key determinant of how we can see the future trajectory of ASEAN. The thing is this, we have to look at ASEAN as a process, as a journey. ASEAN started off as the intergovernmental organization, as Ambassador Sagan mentioned, at the height of the Cold War many years ago. Yes, that's how it was created, but it continues to be the intergovernment organization. But when ASEAN as a community was launched at the end of 2015, as a community, we have moved up a notch in terms of our journey towards integration. In my personal point of view, ASEAN is more than just an intergovernmental organization. It has become, and we should recognize it as such, a way of life. Okay, so if that this is something that has to permeate through, the sort of the DNA of the ASEAN people. That's how we need to see the growth and trajectory of ASEAN. Now, at the policy level, we have the ASEAN. Many ASEAN meetings, a lot of diplomatic meetings on various subjects, cutting across from political security, economic and social cultural community. Yes, ASEAN will continue to have to do that. Kusriya mentioned about the ASEAN Vision 2045. That's a successor plan from the previous 2025 work plan. So yes, you can see that there's a lot of work ahead of ASEAN. But I would like to posit that in addition to work that has to be done at the policy level, the synergies between regional and national coordination, I think that the people at the people-to-people level, the peoples of ASEAN, and I emphasize peoples of ASEAN, have a very important role to play. It has the responsibility to play an active role as to enhance ASEAN citizenry, because until and unless we can, but I would argue that for ASEAN to be fully integrated, we have to take into consideration the people-to-people connectivity and the people element of ASEAN from different countries. And what better way to strengthen that bond, that share and common identity is to strengthen the role of youth of ASEAN and come closer together and to be actively engaged and share these common values. Yeah, I stop here.
Thank you. I think you could pick up few keywords from DSG Wongtep. I think he was telling about ASEAN is way of life. No, it's about 11 countries working together. It's about shared identity. So this is how it gives some sort of a soul to.
In the framework setting, I'm going to give the analogy of we're all athletes. And there's who plays badminton in this room? Anybody play badminton? Anybody play other sports? Swimming, football, sports? Okay. So as athletes, you play the game, but somebody sets the rules. Somebody sets the, like Olympics, right? There's committees that govern the Olympics. And then at the bottom, there are athletes, there's coaches, there's sponsors, all of that. I want you to think of ASEAN if you think that it's something so conceptual, and that's fine. I work a lot with the ASEAN community, and even I sometimes don't really know everything about ASEAN. So I look at it like it's a sport, like it's the Olympics. So I'm in one sport. So I'm in the energy sector, which is part of the ASEAN, have their ASEAN Center for Energy. Somebody might be in culture, somebody in peace and security. They're all different sports, but we're all in the Olympics together. So there's somebody governing at the top, and there's working groups, people designing the rackets, the shoes that you use, and then there's actual athletes. As young people, I look at us as we're the athletes. We're the people learning how to play the game, but we're not controlling the game, right? But if you want to engage more, if you want to be more involved in how to set the rules, you want to be one of the judges, like the line judge in a badminton game. You want to be the scorekeeper. You want to, develop the materials. You have to learn beyond just how to play the game. So as young people in universities today, you might feel like, oh, ASEAN is so far away from you. It's this thing, it's even beyond Thailand as a whole. We're just in Khon Kaen, we're just in one place. How do we connect with those bigger structures, bigger rule makers and rule setters? So the start of that is how do we learn more about it? Luckily today we have ChatGPT, we have AI, we have Google. You can really quickly Google like what's out there, right? So for me, vision 2045, 20 years from now, we all know that it's going to be shaped by the digital world. As difficult as that is for intergenerational discussions and collaborations, we all know that we use Google every single day. And that's part of how the education system needs to shift as well to account for these AI written essays and submissions. And I assure you that's also happening. But for the Vision 2045 is how do we, as young people, as the players in the sport, how do we eventually have our voices heard at the Olympics level, at the people who govern the Olympics? Okay, and so this is going to be a taster, and this is going to be an analogy that I'll bring throughout the discussion today.
Oh, good. I think it's a nice way of looking at it. Many people involved. We are in the same Olympic. So certainly certain people are now preparing the way to really be a player. But before reaching that point, of course, there are process and there are engagement, there are contribution that you. Let's hear more from Tata. Ambassador Sayakan, same questions. Particularly you yourself has grown from a very young diplomat until you become the head of the so-called civil servant in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You certainly can see a different youth recognition. But what is the youth in ASEAN 2045?
Well, I'd like to share my feeling. I feel like as if I were a student with you now, although I'm 70 already. I like to say that before we move on, as I put in my keynote address, we have to know our history, our root. We have to know. This is very important. Where we are, when we are, and to what extent we can move on. So it's very important, this word, know yourself first. The second point is that know others. You have to know others. You try to understand, okay, in ASEAN, we are still very diverse. Soon, in October, Timor-Leste will join. We will be 11. But we are still very diverse in terms of economic development, religious, and even political system. So this is something that I have to share with you, that this is where I need you to understand first. If you understand, you don't understand yourself, you won't be able to even talk to others. That is why we always teach our young generation, don't forget your past. Make sure that you know your country, you know your own characteristic, your specificity. That this is very important to all of you. Number one, how you don't know others. Make sure that you know what are the great potentials, what are the great possibilities that you can grab from others. Know their potentials. The third one is that when you learn, when you know, how can you come up with your own decision? Because you embrace both internal factor and external factor. Then you can make your own decision where you're going to move. This is the use that we want to see all of you. Because ASEAN will not be having good leadership like you if you don't know yourself, if you don't know others, if you don't work hard to really, what are the factors, what are the circumstances, and then you make your own decision for your own future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Sayakan. I could see the connection with DSG Wongthep when he first said about, yes, we have common entity. We live as a community, no? But to be able to really prosper, you do not only need to know yourself, you need to know others. And by working together with a regional community, and DSG Wongthep emphasized about people-to-people exchange, this exchange will be very useful, and it can bring regional value addition only when we know each other and understand each other. And I believe understanding each other is also the foundation for peace, for friendship, and cooperation. Okay, I will go to the second round, and I would like to give a hint that after second round, I will open the floor for the audience to ask specific question to the panel members, so that you have time also to dig deeper into the point the panelists has given. Now, DSG Wongthep, you have already set the scene, and being the former Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN Social Cultural Community, I would like you to dig deeper on the following. One, you said about common identity. The other issues I want you to touch deeper is about how youth is involved in inclusive ASEAN. And despite this too, anything related to, youth future contribution that is not only focusing on digitalization and, career development, but looking in terms of beware of the dark side of, like for example, the negative side of the use of social media and things like that. Can you perhaps dig deeper in this area? How youth could see themselves and how youth would contribute in this three main aspects. Over to you, please.
Thank you for that question, Dr. Suriyan. And I would just, I guess I want to start answering your question by building upon the proposition that Ambassador Sagan had just mentioned about, which I love it very much. He said that we need to know ourselves and we need to know others. I think that is a single most important fundamental because ASEAN, going forward for youth, I think the key, first of all, is about the awareness of ASEAN itself, the ASEAN awareness. We need to ask ourselves across the 10, 11 countries of ASEAN, almost 700 million population. This is huge. This is a huge block of nations. But we really need to ask ourselves seriously a question: to what extent the respective population of these countries really understand ASEAN? I think that's where I would start by thinking about to what extent youth could be part of this inclusive policies and all that. It is important because if youth operates, if they go about in their own way, understanding only within their respective, national sort of context and all that, fine, this is important. I'm not saying that this is not important, but I think I would like to suggest, I would like to encourage all of you. And I understand that this is live stream, so I guess I'll be speaking with the others online as well. When it comes to, by the way, I forgot to mention this point. Today is the 8th of August. It is ASEAN Day. The fact that we are gathering here today against the backdrop of ASEAN Day, 58 years ago, 8th of August 1967. So I think we should be proud of our achievements over the years. But that is not to say that ASEAN is without its flaws. As in any organizations. But yes, I think we have to know who we are. We have to understand not only the respective national history of each of the country, but also, I might add, the importance of shared history, shared Southeast Asian history. Because, so the thing that I would like to dare, not to dare, to sort of, encourage youth colleagues to start thinking about is to be sort of culturally curious about others. We're sitting here at Khon Kaen University, most of the students are Thai. Okay, I want to encourage the Thai students to be culturally curious about the other ASEAN countries and vice versa. How do we foster that, inter-ASEAN curiosity, say youth center? Okay, so that in terms of the policy. Now, I want to expand a little bit about what I said earlier in the first round. Yes, it's true that all of the, political machineries and sectoral bodies of ASEAN have been trying so hard to promote this youth inclusive policy making and the synergies with the national action plans. But to me, that is only one side of the equation, okay? The important, I think I heard from the previous speaker saying something about, I think it was Ambassador Sagan to talk about that youth should not only be the recipient of this, the ASEAN thing, but also as the architecture, the architects of this whole process. So you also have to develop this sense of regionalism, okay, among yourself, that sort of culturally curiosity, so that youth will take it upon themselves that they too have a role to play, and to what extent they can, serve as a catalyst in their respective communities. We had this conversation before, Dr. Suryan, that ASEAN should be understood not only by the policymaker, but by men on the street, anywhere, and not just in the capitals of ASEAN countries, but beyond, in different provinces. What is happening in Khon Kaen or Chiang Mai or Phuket? Just take Thailand as an example. People the man of the street should feel, live, breathe, eat, feel ASEAN, much in the same way as people in Bangkok, etc., etc. The easiest way to start thinking about that, we can be inspired from this particular event here of ASEAN Day. I very much appreciate that Kun Sarah introduced the event by asking everybody to stand up and sing the ASEAN anthem. You know, I'm very happy, you know, I joined the students in singing this the ASEAN anthem with pride, because I share the sense of this regionalism. You know, our geographical reality mandates no other cause. We are these 11 countries, you know, together. We must learn to live together in peace and harmony. And we can do that when we can develop and enhance our intercultural understanding. What better way to do this? You know, I mean, I raised the issue of ASEAN anthem. It's just simple, but you're going to have to ask yourself to what extent, how many people, you know, what percentage of population of, let's say, Thailand knows how to sing the ASEAN anthem? I don't hear the playing of ASEAN anthem a lot on social media or television programs or radio programs, whatever. Why is that? And if you could start thinking about it, there's some nodding over here. So yeah, I'm glad that, you know, this is somebody is agreeing with me. You know, try to ask yourself, maybe that's how we can turn the tides. Okay, so I guess I don't want to take too much time, but last part I want to say, you know, in terms of the youth and inclusiveness. I just want to take one particular aspect about prevention, because I think that, you know, to maintain the political resilience, you know, how do we see the journey from 2015 to 2025? That's the first blueprint. Now we have the 2045 vision. You know, how do we see ourselves in many years ahead of us? We want to be able to prevent conflicts. ASEAN Declaration on Cultural Prevention, promoting intercultural understanding, promoting respect for all, promoting governance at all levels, promoting a culture of resilience and care for the environment, promoting a healthy lifestyle, and promoting values of moderation, basically steering clear for tendencies towards extremism. All of this is a cultivation of values, and youth stands at the center of all this. That is something that I would like to leave, you know, as we celebrating the 58th anniversary of ASEAN. I leave it not, okay, on the one hand, the policymakers of ASEAN to start thinking more about more preventive upstream measures, okay? But for youth to realize that you have a very important role to play, and you do not have to wait for the policymakers to tell you what to do. You take your own actions, okay? I'm going to leave because, you know, I guess I'm running out of time, but just 4 key points that I would like to summarize the role of youth engagement and inclusive policies. I give you with 4 isms. 4 isms. First, regionalism. As I mentioned before, be culturally curious, thinking about our shared Southeast Asian history. Go back to Ambassador Sagan's point about knowing our history, but knowing others. And to understand that our geographical reality brings us to the common destiny. And with that, regionalism. Second ism, volunteerism. I think this is key. Volunteerism in a sense that you do not need for the powers that be to be telling you what to do. You can take the action. I guess that's kind of connected to my third ism, and that is activism. Okay? Remember, each and every one of you, you hold the future of ASEAN in your hands. I'm speaking with you. Take that power and make it happen, make a difference, with ASEAN in your mind, in your heart, okay? Because whatever you do on the ground will then meet ASEAN colleagues. My God, I would be so interested to see what the inclusive and vibrant future of ASEAN will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DSG Wongthep. Your foism and also and the other point, youth is not the beneficiary of our cooperation. You are partner, you are stakeholder, no? And the other point that I like very much is about bringing ASEAN-ness to a wider society. You know, everyone should be able to understand, appreciate, and contribute in part of how ASEAN is shaped. Thank you very much. Next, I come to Nong Tata. We have heard from inclusive ASEAN. The other aspect that I think very important, particularly noting that the world is now changing very quickly, we're facing a lot of challenges. I would like Tata to discuss about resilient ASEAN. And to be resilient, I would like you to, in particular, look at issues such as how we deal with climate change. Of course, this is your main core strength, no? And can I also invite you to discuss how youth could shape or play a role in the society that we will see multi-generation, structure, Can you contribute? And of course, there might be some other issues from youth perspective. Can you share how you see the future direction, how youth could contribute to this, please?
I will probably share a bit more of the controversial, if not unconventional views of ASEAN. I understand that you both have done so much for the ASEAN community and for your respective countries as diplomats, as passionate, policymakers, and decades of work in the ASEAN Secretariat at the building in Jakarta. So I will just give a very personal and people-to-people response. I studied sociology in university, so I have no background in international relations, I have no background in energy, but now I'm in the energy and climate space for my work, which the point is to prove that whatever you study today, if you don't feel like that's the right path and you want to switch, it's never too late to switch. So never feel like you study sociology, you must become a sociologist. So pathways can shift all the time. So that's my own personal advice to everybody in this room. In regards to resilience and climate change, what ASEAN can benefit from, in my own very personal point of view and not having read all the documents on ASEAN out there, is the branding of ASEAN. When we say branding, we have to think of the frame. By frame, I mean today we sit in Khon Kaen University. Khon Kaen University is in the province of Khon Kaen. There's about 1.7 million people. I Googled that this morning. And in the bigger picture of Thailand, of 70 million people, and then of ASEAN, of 700 million people, youth accounts for, and by youth, I mean 15 to 35 years old. That might be strange to you. You might think that youth is up to 18 or 20, but in the kind of like the global point of view of youth as young adults and policymakers, but also as young people, to say that, yes, if you feel like your voices are not being heard proportionately to the 35%, that there's not 35% young people in the governments of each country, that's true. That's very true. So that's something that I want to see change, and I will call that out every time I get a chance. Now, when we look at branding and framing, so we're framing Khon Kaen, right? And then we frame Thailand, then we frame ASEAN. Then if you look outside of ASEAN to the rest of the world, what do people think about ASEAN? In this room, we're all probably nationals of ASEAN, so you might have a very different view of what ASEAN is to somebody who's very far away. Let me give an example. Does anybody know where Barbados is? Okay. Does anybody listen to Rihanna's music? Hands up if you've actually listened to Rihanna's music. Great. So more people know Rihanna than people know Barbados. Rihanna is from a small island in the Caribbean called Barbados. But we can collectively be proud of these symbols. Sometimes I ask somebody somewhere else and they said, oh, I know the Merlion, it's in Singapore. Oh, Singapore's in ASEAN. Oh, then that's great. And then that's the start of people-to-people connection. That's how we build resilience within ASEAN and outside. Now, Barbados is a country of 280,000 people. 280,000 people, the whole country. Very small. That's smaller than Khon Kaen as a province of 1.7 million. Now, their country is about to be engulfed by the ocean because of sea level rise. Now, if you watch a lot of older documentaries about climate change, they will always talk about, you'll see polar bears on like a little ice, melting iceberg. That is still happening, but now the picture of climate change has gone to carbon emissions and more technical solar power, windmills. So it's kind of moved a little bit away from that classic image of melting, global warming, climate change. But for this island of Barbados, the Prime Minister and everybody on the island is very aware of climate change. They don't know about ASEAN, they don't know about Thailand, they know Mudeng, and they know Rihanna, and they know that Rihanna's globally famous. So when they told me about Barbados, they asked me also, what do you know about Barbados? I said, nothing, I come from very far away, 30-hour flight. And they said, yes, but you know Rihanna, right? And I was like, yes, I love her music. And then you know Barbados. Same thing. When you're outside of ASEAN, you might say, you know nasi lemak, or you know Muay Thai, right? Or you know batik painting. Do you know Bali? Then people, oh yes, then you know ASEAN. And that's okay, because in the frame of on the global stage, ASEAN can be anything. It doesn't have to be what the associations, how many countries, or how many people, but it's really just these little symbols, or sepak takraw, for example. So bringing that back to climate. For the island of Barbados, they are literally on the verge of disappearing. The whole island, the whole people, and they have nowhere else to move to. Thailand, fortunately, we're a bigger country, so we can just move a bit higher elevation. Indonesia, a lot of islands will disappear. The Philippines, a lot of islands, even in Thailand. But the urgency is different. What I'm highlighting here in the Caribbean and in the island states, in far, far away Caribbean, climate change is a direct threat to their survival, not in the future, but today. Today, they lose many, many kilometers of land on their coast, and they're just a circle island, 270, 280 million people, 280,000 people, tiny, tiny. Eventually, Thailand will be there too. Eventually, ASEAN countries will be there. And as resilient as an ASEAN region, we cannot just say as Thai people that, oh, but that's not our problem, because Caribbean's so far away. Yes, but we have hundreds of islands, thousands of islands in Thailand as well. How do we look past the differences between people and people and see people as people who have houses that will be underwater, people who have houses that hurricanes might hit, might be some landslides. All of these things we need to consider in the idea of resilience. So I don't want you to be too focused on, do I know the 10 countries, 11 countries in ASEAN? When is the 11th country coming in? Or how many people work in the ASEAN Secretariat building in Jakarta? These are things good to know, but in the essence, the foundation of ASEAN is we are in this together as 700 million. But if we can, we also want to look beyond. So we want to widen the frame, and we want to take Mudeng's mission to be beyond people and be the really cute red cheeks and be the symbol of Thailand. That's okay. And ASEAN countries, not Thailand, can also be proud of that. Right, so that's the dimension of climate change. So that's Barbados. There's so many countries that when they talk about ASEAN, they think mango sticky rice or Thai mangoes, and then somebody from the Philippines will say, no, but Philippines mango is better. I'm not gonna have my win on which one it is, but I have my clear answer internally, but I'm not gonna say it. So in the end, active architects of our shared future, right? Our shared future, for me, as working in the climate and energy space, our shared future means we still exist on this earth in 20 years, which is at threat. We, ASEAN, we, Thai people, we, the people of Barbados, and the people around the world, we protect other people. So in this room, you look around, you have friends on your right, on your left. Not everybody needs to be involved with the ASEAN process, or they don't need to be involved in policy making, but they actually should be aware that we can benefit from this. Now, at the university level, what does that mean? It means a lot of scholarships will be for ASEAN. Now, if you think maybe ASEAN doesn't matter to you, but there's so many scholarships, not just within ASEAN, but maybe the EU, GIZ, outside of Thailand, outside ASEAN, will provide to ASEAN as a region and specify it as, tag it as ASEAN. Now, you need to know that because you know that you can apply for that, or certain funding, or certain grants. So this is directly relevant to you as, as university students. If you're looking at a master's next, you might see what are the ASEAN-funded programs outside ASEAN and within ASEAN. So that's where it really comes down to you as an individual. What can you benefit from the brand of ASEAN? Now, people doing the branding of ASEAN, doing the hard, heavy lifting for 50, 60 years is sitting here. But we can benefit on that. But I hope that when you benefit from that, you look forward and see that, okay, now how do you help other people? How do you help Nong Nong, who's about to go into university? How do you help them understand this picture? You don't have to keep telling them about everything about ASEAN, but where can they benefit? So you can ask them to be part of the resilient picture we're trying to paint. This active architect as building, you don't have to be a policy maker, but you can contribute. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't even have to be good at the sport. But as long as you're playing and you understand the rules, you can help other people understand the rules. So I'll leave you at that for now.
Very good. Very good. Interesting also the story you share. I pick up a few points and just to share a little bit of extremism of career. Being, you said sociologist, right? Okay. I'm the other quite extreme. I'm marine scientist. Working in the ASEAN Secretariat, working in ADB, working in FAO, and now with Mekong Institute. You see how extreme. So I'm completely with you. What you are now studying now is not going to block the way you will grow in the future. It's about understanding opportunity, and therefore this ASEAN discussion will basically give you some direction and guide, and then find what serves you, how you can contribute. I also would like to extend appreciation and thanks to Ambassador Mudeng. This is about framing and branding. Yeah, I think this is something that perhaps it gives us a bit more practical understanding of how we understand ASEAN and how we could help in communicating ASEAN. I like the way you explain about Barbados, about the common challenges on climate change. And I also recognize that the new vision has a term recognizing ASEAN community at the global stage. I think there are some thread link there. No? Thank you very much. Ambassadors Sayakan Kap, after hearing a lot of opportunities, a lot of possibility where youth can benefit from ASEAN and can contribute to ASEAN, perhaps I would like just to ask you to share if they want to really take part in, being the DSG of political security community, what opportunity are there for youth that they can take part in or they can involve, maybe not youth in general, and maybe some sort for those who are keen into directly engaging, what might be opportunity for them, please?
Before I answer Dr. Suriyan, I'd like to share with you that when I was at high school age, I got a scholarship to spend 1 full year studying high school in America, in Michigan. I lived with American family. It was under American Field Service or student exchange. What I mean here is that I was already some kind of a diplomat, special envoy of my country, because I took along can and costume of Laos. And there were many others, students from Indonesia, Malaysia, they also took along their costumes, their traditional awareness. That is a message. I also got opportunity to study in Thailand. Thammasat University. So I learn more about other culture, other uh, potentials. I then went to study in Cuba for 6.5 years. So I speak Spanish, hablo español. So being in Cuba, in Latin America for 6.5 years with youth, with students, I really learned a lot. How to interact, how to dialogue, how to learn from them. And then I went to study and made 2 degrees in Australia at the National University of Australia. So I learned more over there. So at this point, that I'd like to convey to you students, is that here we see Indonesian students from Myanmar, from Cambodia, from the rest. You are a special envoys of your country. You are special envoys. You came up here on stage. You have already shown your culture, your affinity. You share with us. So this is a way to coexist. This is a way to make sure that our future of ASEAN is really, we have to learn from each other. This is the first point. My second point is that once you know yourself, you have to make sure that you respect others. If you like to engage with the rest, if you like to dialogue with them, if you like to cooperate with them more successfully, you have to respect them. Unlike President Trump, he threatened to really take Canada as the 51st state of America. Is that going to be a dialogue or engagement? No. He wants to buy Greenland. That's not the real world, is that? So you are here, when you respect others, you learn from others. Only without threaten, without coercive action, that you can work together, you can engage. No one will engage with you from their heart if you force them to do so. So here we are together, you are special envoys, you engage each other. My message here is that you learn from each other. Don't try to stick only with Indonesian students, okay? Try to mingle yourself with the rest. I never try to stay with Lao students when I was in Australia, for example. They asked me, Sayankan, please come to share with us. We like to rent a big house. You can take one room. I said, no. I will spend my 2 years in Australia doing my 2 degrees over there, sharing my accommodation with a professor, Australian professor. You know, with professor, you can learn a lot. You practice your English, you learn how he thinks. I convey my message to him, he helped me. That is why I'm talking with you now. Don't try to only stick to your group, to Malaysian, to Indonesian. Try to interact. And I like to encourage university also, try to organize events that they can really mingle each other. This is the way ASEAN should be in the future. This is the way we can engage each other through grassroots, through yourself, because you are ASEAN asset. You are national asset. In 2050, 60% of ASEAN citizens is youth. I already mentioned to you. This is the second point of takeaway that you can take. My third point is that youth, once you know each other, you know yourself, you respect each other, you have to engrave here in your mindset that you must be a peace-loving citizen, peace-loving student. Make sure that your heart and mind are ready to cooperate, to dialogue, to make sure that there is mutual benefit in your interaction. This is the mindset of understanding will help us with respect, will help us to bring more benefit to all. So this is my fourth point. The last point is that be ready to learn. Don't be too much self-esteem. Always arrogant, like some citizen in the world, American. They don't want to talk to you. They are too high. They have become special species, human species. They don't like to talk to others. Don't feel that way. You try to make sure that your mindset is ready to work with others. This is very important because if you are not ready, there won't be a durable, long-lasting peace and cooperation. So thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Sayikan. I like the way you say that to really making contribution to ASEAN is about sharing your identity, culture, and students who just did performance. In fact, is already doing the job, no? They're already doing, and by listening, appreciating the culture of others is also a way of associating ourselves to this ASEAN community. And other points already shed light to the importance that even a simple but very important issue like peace is coming from within. Peace is not something that created for you, no, but you need to build from within with that feeling, recognition of the important, interact with others, and collectively we can foster peace. And then when there is peace, we have our mind, our focus to do something, that build on this. So peace should not be taken for granted, and it's not there. We are the one who actually build on it collectively.
Dr. Suryan, I have one example that
Yes.
I don't want to miss. When I stay with American family in Michigan, they are Catholic people. I'm a Buddhist. Every Sunday they force me to go to the church. Every Sunday. They know that I was a Buddhist man, but they forced me. But at the same time, I told myself I had no way to avoid it because I stayed with them. So I went to church and learned their culture, learned the way they pray. So it's a plus for me. At the end of the day, I learned to respect them. Although I was forced to pray with them, but I look from the more positive, more optimistic way. So this is something that, as I said early on, if you want to engage, if you want to have more inclusiveness in your heart, don't allow any space for to be forced to do something. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the floor is open. I would like to collect few questions, no? And then either you want specific panelists to respond or in general. And then after collecting a few, then I will ask each of the panel to provide maybe just collective response, no? So please question what you would like to hear more or any particular issues that you find you heard about it, but you want to know it much more detail about the point raised by the panelists. Yes.
Kapun Kap. My name is Fitra. I came from Indonesia. And I am a student of doctoral degree in HUSO, Faculty of Humanity and Social Science in Development Science. And my question is that what is your thought for every panelist? The problem of nowadays, we can say that the limitation of job vacancy. Because Ms. Tata said that the 34% of ASEAN citizens is youth. And we face the limitation of those job vacancies. And of course, it is our anxiety that we face about our future. Because even in Indonesia, in my country, we face those problems and there are so many unemployments. Even we can say it's around 5 to 10%. that our citizens become unemployment. How you see this problem, especially in our ASEAN countries? Thank you.
Okay, please hold. So more youth but less job. How to do it? Next one, please.
Good morning, and I want to ask Ambassador Sayakan a question. So, Sabaidi, Mr. Sayakan, I'm an intern student in Mekong Institute, and I come from China. So I was just seeking for opportunities to construct more friendships with students from the ASEAN country. So I choose to have internship in Mekong Institute. So you have advocated for a long-lasting peace for our generation, and thank you a lot. But I have a question that, do you think what is the proper way for Chinese people to communicate with ASEAN countries, as there are a lot of debate or also controversial debates about Chinese rising. So I do not like use the concept of the rising power of China, because when we saying the rising power of China, it seems like the structure of the balance of power is shifting from the United States, from the Europe to China, to Chinese. But I think that is not a very single way for the world to just choose one partner at one age. So I think for ASEAN countries, for all the youngest generation sitting in this hall, so when we grow up, we need to participate with more partners, maybe also with Chinese people, also with Americans, also with Europeans. So what do you think is a proper way for our Chinese people like me to communicate with you? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I think the way you phrase the question is in fact already is a good gesture. But the answer, let's hear from Ambassador Sayakan. Maybe one or two more, and then I'll invite the panel to respond. Please. We have a lady from Laos.
Would like to also invite the audience to ask hard questions, right? It's not every day that you get to such outstanding panelists. I wouldn't count myself, but very experienced. Ask the hard questions. Don't ask just let us speak about success stories, but really ask those hard questions. That's the opportunity of us being here in person.
Okay, dear respect all speakers and organizers, and greetings all attendees. So my name is Angie from Laos. That I have interested about Mr. Sayakan, that he said, know yourself first, then know the others. So I just would have to know the recommendations from you, how to know myself first. Yes, maybe it's inspired to the students here to make decisions on their study or after they graduate to do a job. Thank you.
How to
know myself.
Okay. Well, this sounds like philosophical question, but anyway, you see, you shouldn't ask them to ask hard question. Now they ask hard question. One last one, and then yes, okay, and then a lady at the back,
Sorry.
Yes, please.
My name is Wongskon Chesina from Passport Office in Khon Kaen under the Consular Affairs Department of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, the MI and Khon Kaen University, for organizing this powerful event with the highly esteemed guests and speakers. We are very lucky to have the two previous DHGs here with us, and very expert in environment protection. My question, I would like to ask about right now, as today we speak about the success or the future of ASEAN with the role of youth to implement it in 2045. But right now, as we see real situation on the ground. ASEAN faces many challenges, both from outside the region and from inside the region. For example, to concretely name the situation in Myanmar with the different views of ASEAN member states, or the border conflict or border tension between Thailand and Cambodia right now. So how we can, my question is maybe to every each speaker, maybe how can ASEAN member states and ASEAN youth solve these problems, ongoing problems, and how can ASEAN find way through for 20 and 45 vision for it to be implemented successfully? Thank you.
Okay, so how ASEAN and particularly youth could contribute in resolving this kind of conflict. The lady at the back, the last one, and then we will invite, yes, the lady in black jacket, yes.
Thank you so much. So, well, I will introduce my name. My name is Gita Guzubi. I come from Indonesia, and I am a doctorate student from Humanities Social Science, specific in public administration. So the question is, in perspective of the ambassador, I would like to ask about, should ASEAN youth face more on building regional economic self-resilience or in strengthening ties with global powers amid current US and Chinese rivalry? So that's my question. Thank you.
Can you repeat one more time?
Okay.
It sounds complicated. I just want to make sure that we grab the gist of your question.
So because we know that about American and Chinese rivalry in economy, so we know that ASEAN that got 19%, like Indonesian as well. So I want to ask in the perspective of the ambassador, should ASEAN youth focus more on building regional economic self-resilience or on strengthening ties with global powers amid this current? So that's my question.
Now I understood. No, with this situation of tariff or global supply chain disruption, should we strengthen our self-reliance or continue to engage with the global society? Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Ka.
So, sorry, we have limited time. Have a seat. We have a question like more youth, less job, how Chinese communicate to ASEAN, how to know oneself, particularly youth, how ASEAN and youth could contribute to resolving conflict, building peace, and whether the world is so how to say, so highly volatile. Should we focus only self-reliance in our small regional community, or we should continue to expand, these interaction linkages at the global community? Since a lot of questions asked Ambassador Sayakan, can I ask you the last one? So that you have more time. DSG Wongten, could you start first? Maybe a few minutes because we are running out of time, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Suryan, and of course, thanks to all the questions that have been posed. I'll just go through them quickly because in the interest of time. The question of jobs and youth, I think that basically, I would just say ASEAN must do a better job at job creation. Okay, all right, okay, well, a better job at job creation. What I mean by that is that, I think when it comes to the human resources base of ASEAN, of course, I am talking about young people like yourself, in the phase of making transition to professional career, but find it difficult. But this is not a problem specific to ASEAN region alone. Every country is in the world facing, even advanced countries, facing unemployment rate. But what I would say is that we need to look at this job issue as cross-cutting, not from the point of view of the economic integration, but also in terms of the enhancement of human resource base. And I would like, and from that point of view, go back to the point you raised about, the education, strengthen education. But in addition to looking at the higher education, can we pay attention to technical educations like the TVET, technical and vocational education for a broader population base, and to foster the kind of partnerships with the private sector? To what extent industry can play a role in connecting this, human resource base? But I would also go a step further in terms of the movement of people, movement of labor within and among ASEAN countries. It's quite interesting that we're getting this question from the gentleman from Indonesia, here in Thailand. The future of job, there's several things. For me, we need to make sure that we inculcate 21st century skills. You mentioned AI, computer literacy, digital literacy, these are important. But also thinking about the overall landscape, in terms of the movement of people, because that is pretty much what we like to see in the dynamism of ASEAN. The qualification framework, mutual recognitions, when the professionals from one country moving to the other countries. Same goes for the education process. So this is something I leave for you to consider, and all those powers that be, to what extent we can, enhance the interface between, job, human resource base, and the industry. Number two, relationship with ASEAN and China. Look, how to communicate? I would just say simply, just be who be yourself, be who you are. We know that China is a major strategic part of ASEAN. As a dialogue partner, as well as other major powers, United States, EU, Australia, India. We have a strategic partnership. And the fact that you yourself, sir, from China, but you make an effort to come out and really reach out to ASEAN, I think you are such a great example of how to energize this kind of dynamism of ASEAN, going back to your point about reaching out to the world. And so that's not, just be yourself, be who you are, and in all of the interface and communication, just everything based on the basis of respect, mutual respect. I think, you should not have any issue there. The point, gentlemen, from the Foreign Ministry raised about the problems on the ground, I cannot agree with you more. This is the reality that that we're living in. I mentioned in my previous interventions that, ASEAN, we have done a lot of good things in the past 58 years, but make no mistake, we are not without flaws. There are shortcomings. When we set out to be a group of nations, aiming to promote peace, maintaining regional peace and stability, but that doesn't mean that just because we have ASEAN, we will never have challenges related to peace and security. But I want you to imagine one thing. I want you to close your eyes and imagine right now that there's no ASEAN. Then what would it be? Where would we be? Okay. So I think that my proposition is ASEAN is facing a major challenge in terms of peace and security, but having ASEAN is essential to maintaining the dialogue. But in terms of the specific, if I may add, what can we do? I think one must distinguish ASEAN with the rest of the international supranational organization. We are not a supranational organizations. We operate on the basis of consensus. So sometimes, that is something that is difficult. If you look at United Nations, you have the standby peacekeeping forces contributed by member states and all that. We don't have anything like that, But maybe, if the powers that be of ASEAN, at the very juncture that we have just launched, by the way, 2045 ASEAN vision, already not even a year past and still within the chairmanship of Malaysia, we're facing a major challenge. But can we think about, how we can be flexible? Can we have like a standby arrangements in terms of the ASEAN mediator? Can we have the standby arrangements, the roster of, peace negotiators and, confidence building measures, things like that. It's quite sensitive when you have a, bilateral conflicts within among the members within the group. But then again, it's a tough pill to swallow. I think the only reasonable solution is something that everybody have to, swallow a little and be democratically unhappy. And that will bring a good degree of happiness. Last point is about the, you're talking about the whether or not ASEAN is concentrated on economic resilience and also engagement with the world. Simple answer would be we have to do both. Okay, because as a community, you're going to have to strengthen. Remember, 700 million populations. There is such thing called intra-ASEAN trade. So within and among ASEAN, there's quite a lot. Okay, but we cannot deny the political reality that facing us with the Trump tariff and all that. Everybody's again coming back to this theory of being democratically unhappy. But something they have to swallow because that reality. But but ASEAN will always find a way. Otherwise, we will not make it through these 58 years. Thank you.
Thank you, DST วงเทพ to น้องตาตาครับ
Okay, in the order of more youth, less jobs, what do we do? There is so many more youth today, both in proportions and in absolute numbers. The good thing about today is that a lot of things is streamed online. You can access information where you can. I see you smiling. It sounds almost so simple to say, just watch more webinars, just attend more conferences. But my point is when you attend these conferences, for example, right here, right, take this opportunity and you know that both the people organizing it, the speakers, the people around you, they're interested in the same thing. So try asking something to the people around you or also to the panelists, like unofficially, like ask for advice. Don't be afraid to ask, because the worst thing you can receive is a no. And that's fine. But if you try to open 5 doors and then 2 open, that's better than 0. So it's kind of like trying to find opportunities where you can. As a young person to a young person, effectively, what that also looks like is everybody is listening to this conference in English. What I would suggest as you prepare to enter the job market is to make your LinkedIn account and start looking at other people. It is really how I found my current job as well. I have a LinkedIn profile, somebody found me, and I press apply to a lot of things. The hardest thing is to get the first job. So I can appreciate how difficult this might be for you. A lot of you might be here just to, put this event on your profile. And that's fine. You should keep doing that. I still keep doing it. Okay, so that part is on the youth and jobs. Do I think there's less jobs? No. I think there are more youth, but there are not less jobs. There are jobs that are changing. But how do you find those jobs? How do you find the keywords is different. For example, if you want to search the keyword peace and security, something might come up. But if you want to search clean energy, you want to search, sustainable economy. There's so many new combinations of words. There's like strategic, economic, ASEAN community. There's probably a job related to that. And they're on different websites. Unfortunately, all jobs are not just all focused into one place. So searching effectively, also following a lot of, effectively, I'm gonna plug my own Thailand Youth Climate Council. So following the Instagrams of kind of items like that. Instagram is actually a really great place for young professionals because there's a lot of internships that are announced on Instagram. I know MFA also announces people to go to the UN General Assembly via their Instagram, for example. Instagram, LinkedIn, utilize those social networks more effectively. How to know oneself. I still try to figure that out every day. But effectively, what I want to remind everybody is that it's okay to grow and it's okay to change. Today, you might say, I'm interested in public health. And tomorrow, in a week, and a year from now, you say, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's okay. I think that's really hard as young people because you feel like, okay, I've built my base. I've started this degree. I'm 3 years in. Oh my God, I don't like it. What do I do? Some people stick through it, and that's great. Some people quit and start new. But don't measure it in the months and years. Measure it in the long term. Just because your path changes and you set back maybe a year, 2 years, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. But I want you to find something. I am against saying a dream job because I don't dream of labor. So I will say it in a way like find something that you care about enough that you want to work about it. Right? I don't believe in this dream job idea. So, and that's okay to switch around. Switch industries, switch sectors, and also switch countries, and that's okay. So knowing yourself doesn't really mean like, how do I figure out what my career is? Today I say one thing and next week I say different. It's okay. And so give yourself that space to do that. On China and ASEAN, I would actually say that try to think of it as not a zero-sum game. Zero-sum games means if you win, I lose, right? And I feel like that's the essence of diplomacy, is how do you craft what is happening to show that we're going to both win. Now, of course, in reality, some people are going to win more, some people are going to win less, and sometimes people will lose. But at the level of discussion and negotiation and approaching people, as you mentioned, how to discuss and communicate, really look at how can you highlight the value you're bringing to other people, right? Big powers want to dominate. That is the truth of the world. If Thailand could dominate at the level that China does, we would probably do the same. Right? So I don't think you should be apologetic that China is a big global power, but it's more like at a person-to-person discussion like you talked today with other people here, how do you highlight what is China helping, right? And that's okay if people's narratives and ideas are different, but have your voice out there. So speak up. That's what I would recommend. And I think that's all. I'm not going to touch on the Thailand-Cambodia issue.
All right. Thank you very much. I feel very, how to say, I feel more relaxed now because I soon will step down from the work and contribution I have done in my past, and seeing the way idea is composed, the passion is shared, like what Nong Tatai said. I think I could perhaps stay back and then just watch how the youth will shape the future. So that was make me happy. Ambassador Sayakan, we don't have that much time. Sorry to force you with limited time, but a lot of questions. Can you help us how we can steer through this?
Taking the floor as the last speaker, in many ways, you take it for granted because your colleagues already helped to reply some of them. However, I always have something to share with you. I won't go into detail for the job vacancy. I just like to go to our Chinese friends' questions, because this is a very important dialogue partner of ASEAN. And China just sitting next to ASEAN, and Laos share about 400 kilometers common border with China. And Laos serve as a gateway to China and vice versa. When I was the Director General of ASEAN, it was me who proposed to all my colleagues, Director General of ASEAN, that we should understand China more. That is why it came about a project called Understanding Modern China. I feel I had sense that then, nearly 20 years ago, ASEAN was quite reluctant to engage more and deeper with China. So I was the one who really proposed this project, and China embraced it. And after that, more and more government officials from ASEAN and vice versa interact. ASEAN officials went to China and for 1 week and so, and some Chinese
come to Southeast Asia, to ASEAN. This helped. Just one example of how we can make sure that we understand about China. But I like to share one thing with you. This is a very concrete example. In 1996, I was serving as interpreter to Laos Prime Minister here in, not here in Khon Kaen, but in Bangkok. Then ASEAN leaders plus Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos, we were not members ASEAN yet. They were talking about how to connect with China. As Singapore Kunming Railway link was proposed and adopted during that time. That is why there had been misunderstanding about this. And I had to write article to prove that it was not really a Chinese-driven project. It was ASEAN first to come up with Singapore Kunming Railway project. But only 10 years later, Chinese BRI came into being. Then both of us, ASEAN and China, embrace each other. They understand each other that there is a need to link. Because ASEAN alone, Singapore is more developed. The rest are more or less developing countries, if you like. They don't have big economy to help build railway. So it took more than 10 years, but nothing happened. So China came over, and it was very hard work to do because there were three lines. One come to Bangkok, and then Phnom Penh, and then to south of Vietnam, up to China. The other one come to Myanmar and up to China. The third one, not even to go to Laos. It was a spur line, they call spur line, for the central part of Vietnam to Vientiane, Laos. But it did not happen for 10 years. That is why Lao leaders decided to approach China. In a way, it's on behalf of ASEAN. We like to make a proposal to build a shortest railway link between Kunming to Singapore through Laos, because it's only 427 kilometers, rather than more than 1,000 kilometers through Vietnam to Myanmar. So China agreed. It was not Chinese-driven, my friends. This is something that I wrote in the article. Please understand us. We were not really Chinese pawn, whatever. It was ASEAN decision, okay? So we have many things to prove to you that we in ASEAN, we work with you, we try to understand you. Chinese also try to understand us. I can even give you one example. When I was interpreting to leaders during their lunchtime, one Chinese prime minister asked Brunei Sultan, "How did you keep your beard so beautiful? Your beard." He was laughing, and I was behind the Lao prime minister. He did not answer anything, but this is a part of how ASEAN interact with leaders of dialogue partners. Now, it is important to learn more, to interact more. I am preparing a project now. I'm going to table to Ministry of Foreign Affairs a project of how to make sure that Lansang Mekong cooperation can increase awareness for ASEAN ourselves, awareness to others to understand. I already nearly finished. I just need to refine a bit and table to Sombun, because this is very important to make sure that we disseminate really a good information about China. Okay, very quick on that. Now, anti question. This is something that is a very hard question, but at the same time, I'm proud that all of you really try to understand. This is extremely important. I like to share with you. You have to ask yourself first, are you ready to develop? Are you ready to, or do you want to have a good future? Ask yourself first. And then internally, you will reply to yourself that if you want to have a good future, you have to work hard. You have to know yourself. I was the one who studied very hard. I told myself, coming from a poor farming family, but I always won the scholarship from high school up to university. I even, in 1992, I got 2 scholarships at the same time. One to Australian National University, the other one to Harvard University. At the same time, I won these 2 scholarships. And I had big headache because I could not decide which one would serve my heart, would serve me more. So I had to think for 3 nights. And then I sent a letter to Harvard. I said, thank you very much for your kindness. I chose ANU because out of my understanding, because then I was already director of North America, which is America and Canada. I know that my career would not be brilliant if I went to study in Harvard, because now there was a kind of suspicion over Lao-American relationship. It's better to go for middle power study. Okay, that's very quick. So you make yourself understand yourself that you like to develop, you like to have a better future. Then you make a strong determination to do something. But the next point is that about how youth contribute. This is a big question also. Youth can contribute in many ways because there are 3 pillars in ASEAN. 3 pillars. I go quickly. You can contribute in either pillar. I don't have much time to explain on this, but it is important that you are ready to make contribution, to take part in that. The last point is about our Indonesian friend about either self-reliant or engaging with the rest of the world. I agree with DSG Wongthep. We have to embrace both. This is very important because ASEAN is outward-looking, always carry out outward-looking policy. We never say that we like to be self-reliant. Outward-looking meaning that we invite investment, we like to embrace their technology, we like to export our products and so on. So this is something that we always need. Without this policy, ASEAN would not have come this far. Okay, this is in short. I like to share with you. If you have any further question, you can ask through Dr. Suriyan. I can always reply later on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. To summarize, I would like to quote a phrase in the ASEAN anthem. It says, "We dare to dream. We care to share, for it's the way of ASEAN." A number of discussions we have made really give a deeper meaning, unpack each word in this national anthem through the lens of the expert, those who are sitting behind their flag, go through difficult, challenging time, and also a new perspective who is now embarking into the process of shaping the future of ASEAN. Please join me in give the panelists a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. You can remain on the stage because we'll have the next session, and I think I want you to be involved a little bit. So I think we all agree that we have a very thought-provoking and inspiring conversation just now. I think many of the things you can, go back home, okay, bring them back home as your takeaway from this event. And on a personal note, I think I really like many of the things that shared by all of you. The 4 ism, okay, Tata's, the branding, the framing, and of course, the many stories. I also was an exchange student to the US when I was in high school. Again, also I received many scholarships, and I forgot that one of them was the ASEAN Peace Builders. And that's when I went to Costa Rica to learn about peace. But also because under ASEAN frame. Anyway, it was funded by Japan. Okay, so I think that for me, okay, if I could also share my personal note, English is really the starting point. And I think many of you that are here today, you already have this regionalism, or ASEANism, and that's why you decided to spend, one day here at this event. And I hope that you stay curious, and then because of, the ability to communicate, and then, with this curiosity to learn, the different cultures, I also feel that's how we feel connected, right? And then later on, it leads to the feeling of empathy, because even though you do not experience that challenges, but you could also feel the empathy. Like I like what Dong Tata said just earlier, that the island nations, the countries are losing the land, right? But for us, maybe it's the future. But for some of our citizens of the world, the problems are there already. So yeah, with sustainable development, we should not develop and sacrifice our resources, right? Because maybe we will not have the future resources to sacrifice. All right, so now let's move on to the next one, which is about the costume before we break for lunch. So I would like to invite those who wear your national costumes to please stand up and then come to the front, because we've got some prizes. And I would like our panelist, moderator, and also the vice dean to also please, and Ajahn Ke, to join in the voting. Please, for those who dress in national costume, also I saw the Lao Sin, please come. Please give them a round of applause. It's not every day, right, that we wear our national costume, and I really feel thank you, for those who made the effort. It's not mandatory, but I think it really adds, something to this event. So a showcase, of your national costume. Please come to the front. Yes, thank you. Maybe you're Thai, but you're wearing also other nationalities, like our MI staff here. Please come forward. Maybe quickly, can you introduce yourself, where you're from?
Hello, my name is Sulawon from Faculty of Medicine. I'm from Myanmar.
Hello, my name is May. I'm from Faculty of Engineering.
Hello, my name is Karin. I'm from Indonesia. I'm from KKBS Konkan Business School.
Hello, my name is Eka. I'm from Faculty of Medicine and I'm from Indonesia.
Hello, my name is Nurul Amardani. I'm a student at Faculty of Science. I'm from Indonesia as well.
Hello, my name is Eko Prastio. I'm PhD student from Faculty of Medicine.
Okay, my name is Fitra Prasapawidya Purna. I'm from Indonesia. I'm a student of Faculty of Humanity and Social Science.
Sarika, my name is Susan D. Latong. I'm from Associated Medical Science.
You are from?
Oh, I'm from Myanmar.
Okay, so we have Myanmar, Indonesia. Anyone else? And Myanmar, okay. We have the Thai national here, but wearing which national costume?
Indonesia.
Okay, anyone here? I think you're wearing. Yeah, Lao, come here, please. Yes, why not? Don't be shy. Okay, we also have ethnic group. Yes. Please. Okay, maybe you can introduce yourself again.
Okay, hi, my name is Anjin from Laos, from the Japanese company.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I'm from Konkan, studying political science.
Maybe you can turn the back to your judge a little bit, to the judge, our judge. So we have from number 1 until 10. All of you will get some prizes, okay? Please just pick one, okay? And then please collect the number that our judge would like to vote. Please go and then. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, this event you did prepare, it's okay. But please, okay, go shopping, okay, for next year's event. Okay. All right. So, okay. We will ask our judge to vote and then we'll give you the prize, okay, later. All right. It will take some calculation, okay, and because. Okay. All right. So the prices, what do we have here? Let me share a little bit. So MI, okay, previously organized an ASEAN Prize Symposium. We brought 3 ASEAN Prize recipients and organized an event in Laos. We have the USB, okay, how do you say, inspired by the ASEAN Prize trophy. Okay, you can turn this side also. So we have the USB, we have some scarf, okay, and then we also have some notebooks, and then the 3 winners will receive some more special prizes, okay. All right, so okay, we will collect the result of the vote now. Maybe. Who would like to explain a little bit more about your clothes? Maybe a little bit about this head accessory. What that is?
Oh, okay. I use traditional costume from Dayak. It's in Kalimantan. It's island from Indonesia. This attire is usually used for festival or cultural events. And you see, we have like feathers in here because in Kalimantan, Dayak people is respect nature and human together. So that's why they have like a feather in here, and also it's for this clothes also can prevent for the word bad evil spirit, something like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone knows Kalimantan? Borneo Island, no? Very rich, right? In the forest, not rainforest. Okay. Were you the winner from last year? Right? Okay, see? The winner from last year is also here. I think very competitive this year. Okay, our judge has already voted. Let me know when we have the prize, okay? Maybe you can tell a little bit more. I think you changed your clothes from last year.
Okay, so today I'm wearing a traditional and mixed with modern attire. So it's normally used for the carnival and for the bridal, and for my headdress, it's traditional from Melayu, and it's normally used in for the bride and also for the dance like that, and it's really rich with the gold because in the past it were by the queen.
Okay, thank you for the explanation. Okay, what about our Myanmar students here?
Hello, this costume is from the one ethnic group. It is in the northern part of Myanmar, like the Kachin people, and it is like the they weave them by subs, and it's kind of a little bit expensive. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Maybe you also explain.
Actually, I think most of them familiar with this. We call it as jade. Normally in our Asian time, we use this dress in the wedding ceremony, something like that. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think our prizes are ready. Can I invite the Vice Dean ขอเรียนเชิญอาจารย์ได้ไหมคะช่วยให้รางวัลนะคะเรามี we have the sash. Can you bring the sash? We have 3 sashes. Okay, we'll start first from the second runner up. Okay, first is the second runner up. Can I have drum roll? Drum roll. Second or the human drum roll. Okay. The second runner-up goes to number 7 ค่ะ 7 Oh, the gentleman อาจารย์ค่ะ Okay, we have prepared the best national costume sash. Yes. Okay, and then okay. Okay, ขอบคุณค่ะอาจารย์ค่ะ and then this one also the prize for him. Okay, the bag from KKU. Okay, reuse bag to help save plastic. Okay, plastic prevention. Now next one, first runner up. Okay, first runner up. Which number? Number 2. Okay, number 2 ขอเรียนเชิญท่าน DSG วงเทพได้ไหมคะ please be in the middle, okay, for the photo. Okay. Okay, we have the sash and then the prize is an umbrella from KKU. Okay. Okay. Next one, may I invite Ambassador สยาการค่ะ for the winner นะคะ to give the award to the winner. Just to add some more background information, the sash also made by hand by our team at MI นะคะ Okay, the winner goes to number 4. Okay ค่ะ number 4. And then the prize we have the water, okay, refillable water bottle for ice and then cold drinks, warm and cold drinks. Okay, thank you very much ค่ะ And then we have another award from MI, special prize from MI, ED Suriyan ค่ะ May I invite you downstairs to give special award from MI นะคะ Okay, goes to number 8 นะคะ number 8 ค่ะ special prize from MI. And then น้องตาต้าค่ะ and อาจารย์เก๋ค่ะ we also have prizes for all the others นะคะ thank you very much you didn't win this year but maybe next year okay please ค่ะน้องตาต้า and ให้คนที่ยังไม่ได้รางวัลเลยค่ะnumber 1 นะคะ and then okay number 3. Okay. So, all right. And then we have number 5 and 6. Okay. 5 and 6. Okay. And then 9 and 10. Can I invite our panelists for the group photos with all the students with the national costume? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause นะคะ And then now it will be lunchtime. Okay, we have very interesting program also in the afternoon. Okay, please let's meet at 1:15. Okay, 45 minutes if that's okay. All right. Then we have lunch. Then we come back. Then we will arrange because we will rearrange the room. Okay, please take your stuff with you. Okay, thank you, and see you in the afternoon ค่ะ Thank you very much.
Project, right? So for the project, our group think like it should be ecotourism. So for the tourism, we can get some place for the tourist attraction, right? But for this project, we need to think about the ecology also. So for the ecotourism, we need to think about for the under the ecotourism topic, it should be include international trade. We can get how to say budget or money from the tourists, and also we have to think provide about the green food, because right now food security is also the main important factor for the human, and also for the service. According to my college idea, most of the company they didn't care about the service, so that's why maybe a lot of consumer can be lost. So we need to think about the ecotourism project can be a big project, and after that we need to provide about the trade and also green food, like for the food security and also for the services. This can be the one project. So we would like to share our one idea or action to propose to the leader. It could be let from here increase communication, because right now ASEAN has 11 countries, but we have like ASEAN plus 3, ASEAN China, some collaboration like this. So that's why we need to increase the communication. And also we have for the youth, the communication skill should be increased. So for all the leader, because the leader can be the young or the old, so that's why we need to think about that. We should increase the communication skill for the youth, and the main goal is, of course, increase the soft skill. But for the soft skill, it includes IQ, EQ, communication skill, everything. And who will be benefit? Of course, if we do tourism global, like the whole world can benefit from the project, including ASEAN, because we cannot forget about the ASEAN. That's all for the project of my group one.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much. Okay, next group. Thank you. Who would like to go next? Which group? Next group. Who's ready? This one? Okay, so this one is climate and sustainability topic. Okay, please put your paper here, and please help. Please introduce yourself, okay? And then, so two of you, right?
Yeah, we're two. We have two. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We are representatives of Group 2, or the theme of our group is climate. So, for example, it creates resources gravity, which lead to migrations, for example. And also economics. It is also important that climate change is really affecting, like for example, in the past, people used to grow like crops, or we work on agriculture, but now, because of the climate change, the raising of climate that affects the unstability of climate, and so it decrease our how do we say it decrease our income. Yeah. And social is very, this is also a thing that everybody faces. For example, like public health, right? I'm trying to think of some examples. Maybe can you help?
Well,
Sorry, we are teamwork, guys.
We have pollution problems. We breathe in PM 2.5 every day, and also the weather.
Yeah, the
What
weather.
else? Public health.
Like disease.
Yeah. What we
Yeah, PM 2.5,
consume
thank you.
also, the food we eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the environment. Yes, everything is changed. I think everybody can see. Just look at the weather and
The animals, the forest.
animals. Yeah. Pollutions in the forest, or yeah, everything. That's it. Okay. Okay, and if we could start one ASEAN youth project.
Okay. So for the number 2, if we could start one ASEAN youth project, what would it be? We propose the Youth Network for Climate and Sustainability, which will lead to better future. So I believe that now we have the network for adults, right? Like for climates, which we have a center, and then all the countries try to help about the climate thing. But we think that we should include youth in these programs also. So maybe we can have the main center for youth network, and then we can distribute the works in each countries. So maybe, for example, in one country there would be the main headquarters office, and then there would be sections of each, like water, fire, forest, or anything like that. So, and then each countries work on and report back. Maybe we have a conference, or just like a project together, like ASEAN working together. Yeah. And this one would be Youth Foundation. So these two would be the supporting factors of the youth network. So maybe we will need the financial, support from there, and then also the education, that we should educate youth more about this particular subject, which is climate and sustainability. Yeah.
Okay. Just one thing that I would like to add more is that we would like to propose this project like a pyramid shape. Like we have the headquarters on the top, and then we have like focal point office in each country, and each country they can work like on any issues based on what they are seeing. Because each countries they have different can have different issues. Yeah. And then maybe we can have like some conference or forums that we can bring a discussions on the table. Yeah, so, and then the discussions results, or what we discuss, can be shared to policymakers at high level, like ASEAN levels, something like that. And next, from
I will try to say what I understand. I'm sorry if I said anything. So our one idea or action to propose to Asian leaders would be to formulate formal policy frameworks for implementation and evaluation. So we think that ASEAN should have like a standard, or like an official policy to like set the bar for the matter of climate and sustainability. So we should state the methods and for for all the ASEAN countries to work with. So it's a bit wait.
Let's move on. Or you guys, if you want to help. So second is capacity building. And youth, we need supports in capacity buildings, specifically on climate change or sustainabilities. I think we should, like for example, this stage, this kind of platform is a really good one for us to come up and share ideas. And I think by capacity buildings, it means that we are raising awareness. Everybody gets to understand what the issues are, and then we get to seek the solutions. Yeah. And allocate
allocate financial support. So
First we will do some education to every country's students and take them important part to build a lab. And this lab has technique, has other AI maybe, and then we need some organizations fund. Maybe this fund we call financial support. And this financial support will to push these university and high school students to take an important role in this Asia and in the future, 20 years, I think. Because I can give them more job or opportunities to take part in this. And I think because I'm come from China, and I think maybe my country is not in this Asia, but we can all use our youth or university students part to take part in this, and we can, maybe in 20 years later, the climate change will be more than these years. I think we will take part in this because I think maybe she is a high school student only, 17 years old maybe, and he is a university student. And we can connect with high school to university and many students to take part in this and give them a job, give them opportunity to keep this way and make them take more effort to take the climate change this. Thank you.
Okay, and then this is what we're waiting for, trying to conclude the our sessions. So the main goal of our team is that green awareness. Everybody should know about climate change and do something on their own or what they can do to contribute. And then who will be benefits? I think everyone benefits from our actions. We can start from yourself, myself, so we, ourselves, and then we can contribute to country level, ASEAN regional, and global level. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, a round of applause. Thank you very much. I just learned that, we also have high school student here. Very inspiring. No? Okay, next up, we have two more groups. So this one here on identity, right? Woo! How many representatives? Two, okay. The non-high school student, can I ask which school you're from?
Khon Vichayon.
Okay. Okay. And how did you learn about this event? Yes, Khonken Vinyayon, yes.
My parents is teaching here, so they know I'm interested in sociology, so they told me about this event.
Very good. Hope we can have you next year, nah? You'll be in university next year, right? Okay. If you're around, nah, feel free. Okay, please introduce yourself and yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're from the Identity and Culture Group, and my name is Owen. I'm from the Philippines. I'm here with my Thai peers. Clap. Let us start. So since our group is focused on identity and culture, our main insight that we focus on is how can we build a shared identity while preparing for while I cannot read. I'm sorry. While preserving national culture. So we came up with because one reflection, one idea is not good enough. So we came up with many ideas. So we came up with our reflection on how to preserve our culture. First is that how do I first is to promote an open borders and health and education, or even have an ASEAN culture, ASEAN passport as a whole, and to promote our culture. And I remember when we shared of how to preserve our national culture is to create an ASEAN identity that is common among us. For example, the logo, it's made out of rice. So this is one of the examples that we could. And so I'll jump to our youth project. We have a lot of ideas. First idea is that we maybe in the future as youth, we would create an ASEAN town where each and every country of ASEAN would come together and create a city or a town where we all can be in one melting pot. And next would be and another idea is the ASEAN Foundation. As you know, ASEAN Foundation already exists, but it mainly exists to receive from other countries. So if we have an ASEAN Foundation where our aim is to aid other countries too, not only it would reinforce our identity, it would make us come together and work for a goal. Maybe ASEAN to Africa, some kind of project like that. And so we would remove our differences that way by working for the world. And the world would see us as a separate identity, like, oh, they're from ASEAN. Similar to how the European Union works, like they have aid, they have grants for less developed countries. So our group came up with this idea to help other countries too. Next, please, your idea.
Okay, to ASEAN Town, I would like to see an ASEAN Town built per her in any ASEAN city to bring together important culture of each country.
Okay. If you could start one ASEAN Youth project, what would it be? Yeah, our group will be present. Masterpiece, GGEC. We want to build high-speed railway that's pass to every country in ASEAN, fostering culture, exchange, education, food, and tourism. This project will stimulate the economy and strengthen international relations.
Hello everyone, I would like to talk about the cultural program. So this program will go to celebrate our heritage and our unique identities within ASEAN. And especially we want to spread this program among our regions of ASEAN, so that all the youth from all countries can gather together and can gather together. And moreover, this program will not only focus on the traditional cultural exchange, but also we can use the virtual reality or the digital platform to make the cultural dialogue more appealing and relevant. Thank you so much.
And our ideas, if you could start many ASEAN projects, youth projects, what would be? We would use those ideas we propose to the ASEAN leaders because they're good ideas. And and as for our main goal is to reinforce identity and culture among us ASEAN people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we also have Filipinos here. Okay, very good, very good. All right, and then now next group, the last one, last but not the least. Thank you. You can return to your seat. So this group is on mobility and opportunities. Okay, so mobility is like going here and there, being able to move. Okay, either studying, living, or working. This one has I think the most people, okay, the majority of the students. Also, I joined this group a little bit, and some of them didn't join in the morning. They only join in the afternoon. So don't forget to watch the live stream, okay, the rerun. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are group number 4, and our group theme is Mobility and Opportunities. Our team key reflection about barriers for mobility. There are culture shock for people on mobility. Like many countries have different culture, and that's a problem of someone. And then about financial inconvenience for payments and investment. And the last one is barriers of scholarship for students studying abroad.
Okay, then if we could start one ASEAN Youth project, we would like to make a dilemma for future ASEANs, like financial support, visa support, and high-speed landway, and listen and learn with native speaker. We would like to the government support this project because it's make the mobility, improve the mobility, and make a travel convenient and efficient.
One idea or action to propose to Asian leaders is to organize language learning projects in Asian, such as Vietnamese, Laos, Khmer, and Tagalog. And our main goal is exchange without barriers. And finally, who will benefit is all Asian students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can return to your seat. Thank you. So I think a lot of great ideas, okay, proposal are put forward here within very short time, okay? Maybe a big round of applause to all of you, okay? And now let's hear from our speakers. If, hearing this idea, okay, maybe we want to gauge how feasible, okay, some of these ideas. And then, this is very innovative or forward thinking, right? And then who or what organization, okay, that they can approach to support these ideas. Maybe you know of some existing programs or opportunities. And then any words of encouragement, please.
I guess I'll start. For the jobs and skills, I think the ecotourism is a really great idea. I think, especially in Thailand, supporting biocircular green, so everything that has to do with, green food, clean food, that's a great idea. I think upskilling communication is important. I think that was a very smart point to make. But I want to stress, to challenge you to go further with the idea. When we think about ecotourism, really think about who benefits from better ecotourism, but who is at a disadvantage. Does it leave certain hotels that are already in certain areas? If you say this is a conservation area, if we do ecotourism, we have to stop this. Thailand, good example, is the coral reefs. So before COVID, over tourism, but in a way, some people call that eco because you're in the environment, and some people who are very strict about the word ecotourism said this is over tourism, this is bad for the environment, right? So really consider definition, and that goes back to communication and how you frame, going back to the morning discussion about framing. Ecotourism for one person might be different for another. Therefore, you really need to think about who are you approaching as stakeholders. And I want you to start using the word stakeholders, because when we start to find funding, you really have to think about who are the stakeholders, who are the main ones, who's benefiting, and who's going to challenge you. And that's the people you really need to workshop the idea. How do you sell this idea to them, even if they might have some fears that this is bad for them? So for jobs and skills on tourism and ecotourism, I think it's really great. Yeah.
Thank you. Job and skill. Perhaps what I can add is, I think there's been a lot of discussion about defining what is the knowledge and skill for the future. No, perhaps this is where each of you would need to try to understand. No, what is the trend where knowledge and skill that will provide you means of employment and career. But I would like to emphasize few things. No? The first one is that while we are advancing with the technology, we should not forget that the fundamental quality of youth and future generation lies in growth mindset. This growth mindset is the ability for you to see opportunity, and sometimes we tend to access to all the information and really make use of it, but we express frustration and so on and so forth. But it boils down to how we can find opportunity and how we can turn things around, where you can see how we can move on, how we can find solution rather than sticking to understanding, finger pointing who should be blamed. The second one is that in the world of AI and so on and so forth, where everyone can access, you can just ask question, create a prompt, and then you got everything. The important is to be able to judge with logic how such content could be applied. So this is going to be more important for future generation. Our generation, we need to go to library. We need to read publication, research paper, go through reading, you digest, you create some sort of high level of understanding. Then you use that as a basis to do something. When you read the small sentences, you bring with you that understanding. But in your generation, everything is quick. So you need to have that logic and understand what it means in terms of doing whatever the content said. The next one that I would like to emphasize is communication. Yes, everyone knows it's important. But this day we find that we tend to communicate what we think without understanding who are the other side. And that sometimes we may express too much and without respecting each other. Communication is also important in terms of sending the message across. Communication is not the opportunity for you to say something. So this way you'll be focused on content. What exactly you want to convey, what you want to say. All other work, while supporting Tata's point, I would like to add two additional points. One is about, you were talking about food, food security and maybe role of youth in producing food. But in the new world of agriculture and agri-food systems, whenever we're talking about food, we are not talking about only the one who produce food. Now the new generation play important role in terms of how you can bridge the technology and the farmers, service provider. So this become part and parcel of how agriculture should be developed. And in the future, you could see the combination of the one who actually produce food, the one who use technology, the one who understand about market, and youth tend to be able to embrace this much better compared to the older generation. Last one is about young entrepreneur concept. In the old days, we train our next generation business person, like the Chinese family background, through learning by doing. You learn how the company, if you are Chinese background. But this day, you need to equip with a multiple set of knowledge and skill. I suggest for those who really want to explore your future path and career in the business, the concept of young entrepreneur gives you a multiple lens where you need to understand and build this network. Konkan, for example, we have young entrepreneur group, no, where they normally gather once a month. They discuss about how they see and understand business, which is completely different from the past. So those may be some additional point from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Climate and sustainability, I think.
So next is on identity and culture.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have understandably a lot of feedback on this. And then we can discuss after, because I will give you a lot of resources for all ages, levels, regions of the subsections of climate. And there's a lot of youth groups that are doing it at the regional level. But to your point, yes, do I agree that youth networks for CNS is important and we need it? Yes. Do I think the University of Khon Kaen should have one? Also, yes. I think this will apply to all the other groups as well, but it would be, it's called stakeholder mapping. It's also to see what other groups, so you're proposing youth networks, right? So if you were serious about this proposal, the next step, the next logical step is to see, go on Google and just see who else is doing what where. And maybe there's already somebody doing exactly what you want to do in the university nearby. Maybe in Chiang Mai, maybe in Bangkok, maybe in the south. And then when you see the other one, then you make a decision. Do you want to join them? Do you want to do something very similar? Or do you want to start your own and have a differentiation? It's important because sometimes if you try to do the same thing, but it's too close to somebody else, then it kind of dilutes the messaging and it might just be easier to join them, right? So really have a think about starting something new. I also co-founded 2 organizations, so I did this. So the first thing is that I want this to exist, and the next step is, does it exist? And when I look at it, Europe does it, China has a youth energy network, and I said, okay, I will start for ASEAN. And that's only 3 years ago. So definitely possible. Do have that thing. Maybe it's called Khon Kaen University Climate and Sustainability Students Group. Talk to your professors, your lecturers, they're there to support you. And when you start organizations, it really doesn't cost anything. You can ask your friend in the design team to draw you a logo. That's how I started as well. Somebody designed me a logo and then make an Instagram, make a website, pay for the website, 2,300 baht. You can get funded by the university, I'm sure. But the point is, don't stop yourself from trying. Just try to have that look first. It doesn't cost anything. You just spend 5 minutes, look at what's available online, and then you can kind of find where do you fit into that bigger picture, right? So that's about the youth network starting. In terms of the overall concept and discussions around the need for financial support, there's also a lot of funders who want to fund climate activities. Anything that has the word climate and sustainability gets a lot of funding. The hard part is finding the right one, and grant writing is a skill, like how to approach funds to get $5,000, to get $100,000. Different scales have different expectations. So if you are serious about starting something and trying to find funding beyond the university, I'm sure there's a budget for that, but if you want a bigger budget, then it's really about how do you write it. So somebody who's reading it says, yes, this is a good idea, better than the other 10 ideas that I have. Okay, so that's like a bigger picture planning if you want to start an organization. But do I think the university should have one? Yes, and I think some students here might, if you want to workshop this idea with me later, you can talk to me directly, we can exchange line, and I can help you figure those steps out, because I also figured those steps out 2-3 years ago.
Thank you, Tata. Tata, very practical, and I think, speaking from the experience, Edie, would you like to add?
Thank you. Perhaps I would like to reemphasize that this group, climate and sustainability, is important also to see that we are not dealing these issues at one specific country or location. Many of climate impact are transportatory, and working in ASEAN is an opportunity where we can really address this. To do so, I think youth has multiple roles to play. For example, you are now Champion League in innovation technology. in particularly in terms of digitalization. I was even thinking that if these youth could actually help to raise awareness, you now better understand the impact of climate change compared to older generation. You're now able to use digital tool and platform better. So this is the starting point. But once you are more advanced, you can be a digital content creator. You can engage in volunteer programs, and you can basically provide services and contribution in terms of how this climate solution could be put into implementation. That may be area where youth, I believe, would make a great contribution. What I also would like to emphasize, another angle is that most cases we are talking about policy, big policy, but there has not been much of discussion on how we can bring the policy to implementation. So youth certainly could help to generate idea about campaigning, about how you would like to see things implemented. If we want to say resilient economy, how does it look? How resilient economy look like? So this will be a new move towards, addressing climate change, and maybe this will be the opportunity where companies, organizations are looking for. And once you find that you can make your contribution, then this is where your opportunity, either continue study, future job, could look like. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think so that's it for this reflection and then feedback from our speakers. So I hope that, I think sharpening these ideas, maybe, you can carry on this idea and then, think about it further. And if I may add, there's also this Wisely workshops or events organized across topics, okay? I'm sure many of you know already. If not, then, you can attend those camps too. And then there are also many other camps, okay? Or hackathon, events that you can also work on solutions, coming up with project ideas, okay? And then some of them also provide grant and funding, seed fund, okay? That you can also launch your ideas, yeah? So, all right, with that, I think we come to a close, and then I would like to give the floor to Ajahn Ge, as the Acting Director of the Center for ASEAN Studies. Yeah.
Okay, for closing ceremony, I don't like to say closing, just opening. For all of you to know each other today, right? Today, I'm very surprised for my students because in my class, I try to force and point them to talk a lot. You remember my class, I try to call your name and try to answer my question in Thai. Even in Thai, they're very shy. They don't like to step on the stage. And they don't like to speak out for the public space like this. But today, I'm so amazing, all of you. You come on stage and then talk in English version. Wow. Thank you so much. You make me surprised and proud of you a lot. Okay, big hug to all of you. Clap your hands to all of you. Thank you so much. Today you get each other. You know a lot of friends who come from many countries. I think you get a lot of friends, right? Get a lot of friends and learn a lot. You can share opinion. You can learn a lot. This, I think this is the first step to all of you to learn more and more. And want you more active student like today. So surprised. Okay, next my classes. I think you will raise a hand by yourself and answer me. Answer me. Don't need to point. Okay, come on, everyone. You can be a volunteer. to answer my question like today. Very good. I would like to say thank you a lot for all of you, especially for special guests who come from Bangkok. You share a lot of opinion, your idea, your expertise. You make us inspire me too. I have to build up them. Have to build up them like this too much again. And you inspire them because you are sociologists, and all of our students, they are sociologists. They are learned the major sociology and anthropology, you know. So you get a lot of idea from her, right? And you inspire your senior. You inspire your senior a lot because she is the high school student who will come to join with us with the undergrad, postgrad student a lot here. You very brave, and I don't know how to say, but you have a brave heart a lot because you come to join us today. Thank you so much. And thank you for undergrad, postgrad, everyone, especially P. Thaw, to organize all of this for us. And behind the scene, a lot of behind the scene, Kun Sarah, everyone who joined with us. I cannot tell all of you, Pan, everyone to help us to be this good opportunity, chance to share each other. And I think for next year, you can join with us again. Thank you so much. The last one, actually, we have
So look out.
Special gift. We have special gift.
But not for everyone, right? Do we have...
for lucky one. Lucky, how to...
Maybe the group representative, the group representative, the one who presented. Please collect on your way out. Okay. So again, ASEAN Day, we hope that we can organize this annually, and then the date might change. Okay, depending on many factors. But always look out. Okay, we'll post on the Mekong Institute Facebook page and then the Center for ASEAN Studies if you haven't followed yet. Okay. And with that, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you take away something useful today. Okay, and I think some of us here travel from Laos, no, from just to attend this event. Wish you safe travels back home. Okay, thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ Can you be here and then take here? Yes, because there we have some who just joined. อยากให้โจเอลอยู่ข้างบน And if you can today stand up or sit down. Stand up or sit down. Stand up, right? If you stand up, please ขอยืนได้ไหมคะยืน เดี๋ยวเราถ่ายรูปรวมกัน ถ่ายรูปตาต้าและผอค่ะ IT, please stand up and then squeeze, and then we have break for you outside again. Yeah.